Hey everyone, I hope you're doing great. I've been getting a lot of DMs asking how I edit my TechFarq videos. So in today's video, I'll show you the complete editing process. Without wasting any time, let's get started. First, choose your niche and decide what topic you want to work on. Then select your channel name, create your character and logo, generate the voiceover, and finally generate an SRT subtitle file if needed. This is the prompt for generating the logo, and this is the prompt for generating the character. I'll provide both of these prompts to you. My first tip is to create an organized folder structure from the beginning. Make separate folders for your character and videos. This will save you a lot of time later. In this character folder, I've already generated all the basic character poses and gestures. We'll use these as the base assets to customize our own character. First, copy the character customization prompt. Then go to Gemini. Paste the prompt and attach your stick character image one by one based on the gesture you want. In the part where you need to describe the changes, simply mention whatever you want to modify, such as the head, jacket, colors, or any other detail. Gemini will generate the customized character accordingly. Once you've sent the prompt to Gemini with your required changes, just copy that same final prompt and keep reusing it. You do not need to change the prompt again. Just keep attaching the character images one by one according to the gesture, and it will keep generating the customized versions for you. Once all your characters are generated one by one, check if the background is properly removed. If the image still has a background, you can use any background remover tool. I'll use this website because it removes backgrounds in good quality, and I'll share the link in the description. If you have CapCut Pro, you can remove the background directly there. Otherwise, use this tool or any other BG remover you prefer. Then simply remove the background from all your character images one by one. Once the backgrounds have been removed from all the character images, the next step is to generate the logo. For that, I'll provide you with a separate command, and you'll also find it in the description. Just copy that command, go to Gemini or ChatGPT, paste it, and attach your character image. It will then generate only the head of the character, which we'll use as the logo. If the background is still not removed, just remove it again using the same background remover method we used earlier. So now we have both our character and our logo ready. Now we'll generate the voiceover. For this example, I already have a short script ready. First, copy your script, then go to 11 Labs. If you don't have an account, create one and sign in. Once you're logged in, open the text-to-speech tool from the left sidebar and paste your script. On the right side, select your voice. I'm using Bunty, and for the model, I've selected V3. Now simply click Generate.
This is optical zoom, and this is digital zoom. But what's the actual difference between them? This is optical zoom, and this is digital zoom.
V3 usually gives you two voiceover versions. I'll use the first one because it sounds a little more energetic. If you plan to monetize your content, make sure you're using a plan that allows commercial use. Otherwise, you can always record the voiceover yourself. Now that the voiceover is generated, I'm saving the downloaded file in its proper project folder. This step is optional, but I recommend it. If you keep your project organized from the beginning, it will save you a lot of trouble later. Now you've finalized your niche and channel name, and you've learned how to create the character, logo, and voiceover. The next step is the SRT file. This is optional, but you'll understand later why it's useful. To generate it, simply copy your script, paste it into ChatGPT and say, "Generate an SRT file." ChatGPT will generate the SRT subtitle file for you. Once your SRT file is generated, you'll have everything you need. Now that everything is ready, open CapCut and import all of these assets into your project. For this example, I'm explaining the difference between optical zoom and digital zoom, so I've already downloaded one image for each. Now that everything is imported, click on the timeline, go to Modify Greater Than Performance, and turn on Proxy. Now it's time to start editing. First, I use a simple white background. You can either download a white background image or use one directly from CapCut's library. Next, choose your video ratio. For Reels or Shorts, use 9:16. For long-form YouTube videos, use 16:9. You can also lower the preview quality in CapCut to make editing smoother. Keeping it on medium is recommended as it reduces lag while previewing your video. Now import the voiceover you generated earlier into the timeline. You can use this magnifier to zoom in or out on the timeline. Zooming out shows more of the full timeline, while zooming in expands it for more precise editing. Now extend the white background so it matches the full length of your voiceover.
This is optical zoom, and this is digital zoom.
Now import both comparison images into the timeline. Once both images are imported, select them and extend them to match the full duration of your voiceover. Then resize and position them properly on the left and right sides of the screen. Once both images are set, import your character. Choose the left or right pointing version depending on which image you're talking about first. Set your character in place and make sure it's center aligned. Now, add their names. In my case, I'll label them optical zoom and digital zoom, then position the text above each image where it looks best. If you want both text labels perfectly aligned, zoom out the preview using Ctrl plus scroll down. Then right-click beside the preview, go to Guides and Rulers, and add a horizontal guide. Place it where you want the text aligned. Then lock the guide. Now, when you move your text near that line, it will snap into place and stay perfectly aligned. To hide the guide, right-click, go to Guides and Rulers, and select Hide Guides. Now we'll position the character according to the voiceover.
This is digital zoom, and
Listen to the audio and keep the character on screen for as long as that topic is being discussed. When the voiceover switches from optical zoom to digital zoom, cut the character clip
and this is digital zoom.
And replace it with the version pointing toward the correct side. You don't need to manually reposition every character again. Once your first character is properly adjusted, right-click it and select Copy Attributes. Then import the next character. Right-click it and choose Paste Attributes. Make sure all the attribute options are checked before pasting them. This will automatically apply the same size, position, and settings.
But what's the actual difference between them?
Now that the left and right characters are done, we move to the What's the Difference part. For this section, import the what character we created earlier. Now repeat the same Copy Attributes and Paste Attributes process for this character as well. Now repeat the same process throughout the video. Follow the voiceover, and whenever it refers to a specific image, use the character pose that points toward that image. Now import the SRT file you create for subtitles. Go to Captions, then select Import Captions and import your SRT file. Before importing it, make sure the playhead is positioned at 0 o'clock on the timeline. Now all the subtitles are imported. Since the text is white and not clearly visible, simply change the subtitle color and adjust the subtitles so they're properly centered on the screen. Now adjust the subtitle timing so each caption starts and ends exactly with the voiceover.
This is optical zoom, and this is digital zoom. This is and this is digital. And
you can either drag the subtitle clip to shorten it.
And this is digital zoom. But what's
or on desktop, place the playhead where you want to cut and press Ctrl plus B. Repeat this throughout the video so the subtitles stay perfectly synced with the voiceover. Once all the subtitles are synced with the voiceover, select them all and go to Animation. Search for Type 1 and apply it. I use this animation, but you can choose any style you prefer. Once selected, the animation will be applied to all subtitles.
This is optical zoom, and this is digital zoom. But what's the actual difference between them? Optical zoom uses the camera lens to zoom in, so image quality stays sharper. Digital zoom crops and enlarges the image using software, so quality can drop. That's the difference.
Now import your logo and add your channel name or username as text. Place both at the top of the screen, center align them, and adjust the size and spacing so they look clean and balanced. Now our video is ready.
This is optical zoom, and this is digital zoom. But what's
Click Export in the top right corner and export your video. And that completes today's tutorial. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to subscribe to TechFarq and don't forget to like and comment. If anything wasn't clear, let me know in the comments. Thank you so much for watching.